Bismillah, let's go ahead and get started. Assalamu alaikum and welcome. Um, you know, uh, Congratulations on being able to secure your Hajj package. And I hope you all had a wonderful Ramadan, a wonderful Eid, and can now look forward towards your Hajj journey and spend the next couple of weeks preparing for truly what's a once in a lifetime journey. Um, Now, this very first webinar is just going to be addressing how best to communicate with our team, how you can expect us to communicate with you, and hopefully, inshallah, making this a process where everything is clear for you guys as well. So, inshallah, let's go ahead and get started here. Bismillah. Okay, so if you don't happen to be familiar with our company at this point, our name is Al-Fajr. My name is Noor. And really throughout this whole entire process of going on Hajj, our focus is on helping you every step of the way from A to Z. Many of you have been around with us from the very beginning, from the moment of registering on Nusuk, and alhamdulillah, we were able to walk you through the process and help you secure a package. And now we're here, excuse me, at this phase where we're going to go ahead and get prepared for Hajj through the guidance of our wonderful religious scholars. And then, of course, you'll get to see us in just a couple of short weeks on the ground with our great Makkah team, our Saudi-based team, to help you along the whole way. Now, excuse me. Just to try to give you a little bit more details, and if you aren't familiar with the different companies involved, right? Some of you may be familiar that the package you purchase would be with a service provider, either by the name of Al-Rajhi or the name of Itra Al-Khair. We support packages with both of these companies. And so to give you a little bit of an idea of how the responsibilities, I guess, would work. Nusuk is the platform where you purchase your package. That is managed and run by the Ministry of Hajj and Umrah. And so if you're from the United States, the UK, about 100 plus something countries, the only way you're able to secure a Hajj package now, as you all know, is through Nusuk. And on this platform, they have 13 Saudi companies that are official service providers, right? These are the 13 companies authorized by the Saudi government, by Nusuk, to go ahead and sell Hajj packages. And so if you're here, you're probably in either a package supported by or run by Itra Al-Khair or Al-Rajhi. And if you're in this specific webinar, it's likely that the package that you're in is supported by the New Al-Fajr team. Our goal is to basically be your guides and your scholar team. Will kind of be the link that connects Itra Al-Khair and Al-Rajhi and you. So if there's any logistical issues on the ground, we're there to kind of play this middle role. Of course, our scholars are here to guide you all throughout the weeks leading up to Hajj, and inshallah be doing Hajj alongside you. And we're based out of the United States. Most of our Hujjaj are from the United States, although we have a handful this year too from different countries in Europe and South America. And so if you're with the Itra Al-Khair or Al-Rajhi, both are great service providers. They just have different experiences. Itra Al-Khair has worked with international Hujjaj before. They primarily used to serve Hujjaj from Africa and Asia. And now since joining the Direct Hajj initiative, they've expanded to the Americas and Europe. Al-Rajhi, excuse me, is primarily a company that works with local pilgrims here in the KSA, but they've been doing it for a very long time, for over 60 years. And since the launch of Nusuk, they've now expanded internationally as well. And so whether, before I even go into our help desk, whether you're with Itra Al-Khair or Al-Rajhi, both of these companies will have their own customer service numbers as well. You likely got an email or some sort of contact from them as well. And those are completely legitimate, right? You can always send a screenshot if you're unsure of something to our help desk number. But keep in mind, because these are the companies that are on Nusuk, they get your email information and your phone information from Nusuk and reach out to you. And it's completely, okay for you to join these. And certainly, we'd recommend to join the groups for any updates that they'd like to directly be giving you. generally speaking, these companies are based out of Saudi Arabia. So the only thing we do try to give a heads up is sometimes things can get lost in translation if you're reaching out to their call center. So what we ask is like if there's something that you're asking them and you're getting information from them, it's totally fine. Just keep in mind if something looks different on the ground, what we ask is basically if you get the information from our help desk, we can certainly confirm its accuracy. Sometimes the call centers for the service providers, there may be some discrepancy. And so we just want to give that sort of heads up. But other than that, as far as the groups go, they do, Ithral Khair and Al-Raji both do their own educational resources as well. So it's certainly, a benefit to join those groups. As far as if you want to reach the Nur Al-Fajr team directly, at this point, I think most of you all should be familiar with this number, but this is our help desk number, and it's available on WhatsApp or directly by call or text. And it's the easiest way to get in contact with us and the quickest way to get a direct person to address any issues you may have. So this number will be up and running from now until the end of Hajj, until after Hajj. So certainly if there's any issues now before you get on the ground, or even when you're in the KSA and you need assistance with anything, this number is available for you to call or message with. And I'm sure a lot of you are actually now familiar with our Makkah team. For now, while in the weeks leading up to Hajj, inshallah, these are going to be the hours for the help desk. If you want to take a screenshot, feel free to do so. But we did go ahead and also put this information in the group chats. Inshallah, once we get closer to Hajj, we'll go ahead and go back to the 24/7 schedule. And now I did mention this briefly before we officially got started when I had a few people on the call. But our primary source of communication is going to be our WhatsApp community. And that really is because it tends to be the easiest platform for most people. And especially we have to consider using a platform that's going to be easy to use internationally, because for part of the, when you're here on Hajj, you want to make sure it's a platform that's easy for you to use while you're here. And so this is going to be a brand new community. If you've been added in the last 48 hours, of course, it's a different story, but it's likely that you haven't been added just yet. And this is not the same one that we've used for the sales period, right? This is a dedicated community just for those who are able to actually purchase the package. And specifically, each group is separated in by package. Say you're in an ITRA 61, you're only going to be added to that WhatsApp group. Please don't request in any of the other WhatsApp groups, you won't be added to them. And so those are for the private package specific WhatsApp groups. And there's really, like, from our end, we consider it like a mandatory thing for you to join this, because this is the way for us to directly communicate with you and to also relay important information, right? If there's anything urgent we need from you, it's going to be put in this group. For a lot of the logistical things that happen on the ground when you're here for Hajj, this is going to be the group where your guide will tell you, hey, your bus is departing at this time, or you have to make it to the airport at this time, or whatever else information has to be communicated to you urgently will be done so via this WhatsApp group, right? So it's super important for you to join. If you have any family members joining you, or if you have an alternative number than the one that may be on your Nusuk account, feel free to reach out to the help desk, confirm the package you're in, and they'll go ahead and add you to that group chat. The other benefit is you'll get to meet your fellow Hajis, right? These are the people who are going to be on this journey with you. For many of you who may be in rooms where you have to room with other people, potentially this can help you find your roommates. And so that's one of the added benefits to these groups. And then, of course, like I have already mentioned, those important updates before and during Hajj, especially during Hajj, you'll see this group become a lot more active. Right now, you'll all get added in, and it's going to be a one-way channel. So it's going to be myself, the help desk, the guide teams, and the scholars just posting information. And then, inshallah, once we get closer to Hajj, we'll open up these groups so that you guys have the opportunity to communicate as well. There's some additional WhatsApp groups in addition to the private package specific ones. These are optional to join. There's no mandatory, nothing mandatory from our end to join those. Really what happens is there's a lot of educational content, digital content, webinars, all this sort of stuff that we build out because people enjoy it and like to learn a lot of kind of stuff before going on Hajj. And certainly we've got some great people on our team who love to put these together. And so we don't want, basically those private package specific group chats to get too bogged down in updates because we want to keep that as like important information only chats. And so if you're looking to get like active daily reminders related to Hajj, active daily reminders for the webinar times, the slide decks for our presentations, anything like that, you can join the learning groups, and inshallah, that way you can get all that information. And if you want to keep it on mute, you can keep it on mute. If you don't want to join it, you don't have to join it. Really, the main reason why we keep them separate is we don't want people who, would prefer not to get so many notifications to leave the private package specific groups. Those are super, super important. And it really is important that you stay in those until at least the end of Hajj, inshallah. And then the other final thing is to make sure to please save our help desk number on your phone. I know that a lot of times we see these 888 numbers, 800 numbers, assume it's a scam likely sort of thing. I totally understand why people may not pick up or respond to that, but that's our official number. I'll go ahead and put it on the screen towards the end of the presentation again, but make sure you just add it as a contact so you're aware anytime they reach out to you. Especially because they'll be reaching out to you to add you to these groups. In addition, we did receive your email information from Nusuk, and so we'll have some email correspondence with you as well, mainly related to collecting your passport information in order to help Idral Khair and Al-Rajhi issue your tickets. And we do from time to time, if there's any information that's less urgent but may be relevant to you, we'll send out newsletters regarding some information as well. So that'll go to your inbox. If you'd like to add an email in addition to the email that you have on Nusuk, feel free to send it to our help desk and we can add it to our mailing list so that you don't miss out on any of those important emails. And as far as confirming where you'll get an email from, it's going to be the info@nuralfajr.com email address. If you want to screenshot that or just notate it down. Again, just trying to make sure you know all of our official channels of communication. Unfortunately, I know that there's a lot of scams out there. There's all these companies all these people that pretend to be companies. And so this way you know the official number for us and you know the official email for us. And so there's no confusion about where your information should be coming from. Okay. And so, I'm sure, or assuming at least, should be familiar with the fact that we'll have this whole series of webinars happening over the course of the next couple of weeks. Alhamdulillah, we've got 5 different categories that we've broken down our webinars into. This first webinar that we did, just going over the communication channels that are best, which in short is WhatsApp, is under the logistics pathway, and inshallah we'll have plenty of webinars in that logistics pathway to help make sure you know all the technical information you need to know for Hajj. But of course we'll have the religious guidance webinars as well. And with that, I'd like to plug in tomorrow's webinar, which will be the start of the Hajj of the Heart series, the History of Hajj series, which is led by Sheikh Abdul Ghani from New York. If you're coming to HajjCon, which inshallah talk about in a bit, he'll inshallah be there as well. In fact, it's being hosted in the masjid where he's the director. His seerah is certainly exceptional. If you can join it live, it'll be great. Or you can join the recorded session later on as well. But so inshallah, that'll start tomorrow. The calendar was sent out in all the different group chats. If you happen to miss it and need the calendar, feel free to reach out to the help desk and we can forward it to you again. But I would just save that on your phone or take note of the sessions that you'd like to participate in. And inshallah, that should make it easier for you to keep track of those. Okay, and so this is just a more brief sort of timeline as far as what the next couple of weeks would look like. Of course, today is the very first webinar. This is kind of a short and sweet one to give to kind of launch us off and make sure you know exactly how you can communicate with us. But yep, April 15th, we're officially starting our webinar series, which will continue on till the 18th of May. So right up until we're headed back, you know, until you're headed to the KSA for Hajj, inshallah. HajjCon will be on April 26th, so less than 2 weeks away, and that'll be hosted in New York. So we'd love to have you join us in Flushing, where we'll have a full day of a full day of lectures set up with our scholars. And we're so blessed to have Imam Tom Pateen as our keynote speaker. And so if you can join us, it would be lovely. Inshallah, for those of you who are joining in our packages, we also have a welcome dinner set up for after HajjCon is over. And so we'd love to be able to meet you guys. Inshallah, I'll be there as well. I'll be flying in to New York in a couple of days. May 17th is when you'll get that final itinerary walkthrough. I know a lot of people like to get very specific itineraries, and I have talked about this in a lot of the other webinars that we do. You know, it's very difficult to give you an hour by hour breakdown, and certainly I'll go into some of the nuances of what you can expect during Hajj. Your scholars will go into nuances, your tour guides, you know, those who've been on Hajj before will be able to kind of reach into their own experiences and help you prepare as far as what you know you can expect on the ground. And so we kind of leave that towards the end once we have the most amount of information possible. But just keep in mind, you know, even with those final itineraries, there's going to be a lot of stuff that's subject to change. You know, overall, just be mentally prepared for things to be constantly changing and have that flexibility. And then, yeah, the first flights should be leaving out May 26th. Many of you will basically be arriving within a 4 to 5 day window. And, you know, we're looking forward to seeing you here in Makkah soon enough. Okay. And so this is the HajjCon event. We've got all these different parallel programs that will be happening. So if you register, please do go ahead and indicate which package you're in. This is an event that's open to the public. It's completely free, but those of you who are in packages supported by our offices, inshallah, will get priority registration. So that's the QR code where you can go ahead and register. Although you can always, if you know it's difficult for you to scan that QR code, you can always go to the Nur Al-Fajr website and inshallah register over there. And then the final note on that is if you're unable to join us in person, there is going to be a live stream option. So inshallah, regardless of where you are, you should be able to benefit from the knowledge that our scholars have to share. And so this is just the more detailed information if you want to go ahead and do a quick screenshot, although this is available on the website as well as on our social media platforms. But yep, it's going to be in less than a week and a half in New York, and it's going to be a full day event. So come prepared to stay for the full day, inshallah. Okay, is that a beat? Okay, and I'll go ahead and leave this on screen too. You can go ahead and scan here to get our help desk info, or you can just notate the number down here. We've just basically got all of our communication channels right down here so that, again, you know where you can expect information from. And then the link bio, if you scan this actually connects you to our, you know, all of the links to our social media platforms, including Instagram and all that. But most importantly, our YouTube channel. So if you're looking for recordings to anything, they always get posted onto the YouTube channel. So if you subscribe there, I think you can set it up to be notified when those get uploaded as well. And basically, that's pretty much it for this very first session. Like I said, it's just meant to give you a brief idea as far as communications go. Help desk is going to be the quickest place for you to get your questions answered. Inshallah, slowly your scholars and guides will be in the group chats with you, the private group chats, and so you'll have that option available to you as well. Although, of course, keep in mind, guides, scholars, they're all doing this on a voluntary basis, have full-time jobs. And so if there's anything urgent you need, we always ask that you contact the help desk. And then, of course, you've got the guide team and the scholar team there as well to answer your questions, inshallah. I'm sure, not sure, I'm confident that all of the questions you may have today will be answered over the course of these webinars. But of course, like if there's anything urgent that you have a question on, the best thing to do is go ahead and give the help desk a call or shoot them a text, inshallah. And so while I've left that up for a beat, hold on. Okay, I'll leave that up on screen.